All right, everybody. Welcome to another episode of the Freezin NFC North Podcast. I am NFL Outdated, and you can find us Wednesdays. We're a little bit late tonight, but hey, always time to talk NFC North. And episode 159, Packers Love and Life, Bears Hunt Lead, and Vikings Zapped. Plus, Week 9 NFC North previews. Lots to get going. Now, welcome back, Miles, our Packer guy. Where can everyone find you as we get started?
Yes. Good evening. Good evening. Appreciate you for having me back, sir. And good to be back. Good to hang out with y'all tonight. Y'all can find me on the Pack Weekly Pod Monday nights, 9:30, streaming live and talking Pack, having a good time. We spend a little extra time on the draft in the off season, but we're not in the off season right now. We're in season, man. And I think, all of us can take a minute to just sort of appreciate, like, hey, this is what we wait all off season for, right? It's just to be in the middle of it and, what's going to happen? We're all still in the playoff hunt, all that kind of stuff. So got to just enjoy it, So go Pack, go. That's what I have to say.
You know what I love about you, Miles, is you never get too high, never get too low, unless I push you a little bit. And, living here in Wisconsin, we got all these Packer fans saying Super Bowl or bust, all this. But hey, I'm not a prisoner of the moment. I'm a prisoner of the long game. And
you are a prisoner of that, man.
my Bears are coming. We're coming. It may be a little bit longer than I thought, but hey, we're coming. So
I thought you were getting ready to say that you're a prisoner of the Bears, and I was going to be like, dude, I know.
Oh man, you're gonna fit right in. All right, so. Welcome, Ryan, from the Honolulu Cheese Podcast. So you get a little bit of Packer stuff as well. So where can everyone find you as we get started?
Yeah, so thank you for having me, first of all. Happy to be here. Yeah, I'm the Lions rep on our pod, which is an NFC North pod minus the Vikings. So we have my buddy Matt, who, of course, minus the Vikings. Like, who cares? We have my buddy Matt, who's a Bears fan. My brother, Moran, is actually a Packers fan, diehard. And I am a Lions fan who's loving life finally. So you can find us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, wherever you get your podcasts. We do live stream every Tuesday at 9 on YouTube and X. So give us a follow. Thanks for having me, guys.
All good stuff. And we should be, hopefully, Dre should be joining us. You say the Vikings fans, sometimes they're hard to find, especially when they're losing. And we found that last year that, they wouldn't show up. But hey, we've had Shelby usually on, and she may pop in as well if she's able to. But Dre has been great. So Skullman will hopefully join us soon as well. And our regular Lions guy, Seventh Letter, he actually is celebrating with family tonight. So, hey, shout out to him. He may actually pop in. But, we can never keep a good man down, especially, all of the winning that he's expected for the Lions and coming up as well. So, well, as we get started, let's go ahead and review the games from last week. And I'm going to go ahead and start with, obviously it was Sunday night, but it was perhaps a culmination of many years of frustration and ready to move on. Packers smoked out Rodgers and Steelers at 35-25 week 8 on Sunday Night Football. Hand out some helmet stickers, Miles.
Oh man. Well, I mean, definitely Jordan Love. Like let's start where you got to start here. All right. Because somebody has wasted no time on this show throwing shade at Jordan Love. And I think Jordan Love now has solidified himself in the top of the conversation here. If you're talking about top QBs in the NFL, you better include Jordan Love in the conversation. I won't say he's definitively number one or anything like that, but he's there now. And I felt like it was a real handoff from Rodgers to Love. I was at the game when the Packers beat the Vikings when Favre came to Lambeau in 2010. And that felt like a handoff as well. That was such a cool game. Nobody wanted to leave afterwards. That was so neat. But this felt a lot like that, right? And it wasn't at Lambeau, so I don't think you could get the full same effect. But it really did feel like, okay, Jordan Love is the quarterback of the Packers, like for the, like, not that he wasn't before, but just it feels final now. It was just a very complete win. Great job by the defense. They kept Rodgers rattled the whole time. It felt like Micah Parsons is a force. Rashawn Gary is an excellent complement to Micah Parsons. If I got to pick one guy on the defense, I'm going to give it to Parsons. But of course, we can't talk about a game on National Tight Ends Day without talking about Tucker Kraft. Give him the third and final helmet sticker there. Excellent performance by him. I think, again, same attitude with him. It's like if you're talking about top tight ends in the league, you better include his name in the conversation. Very, very satisfying win.
I mean, Ryan, on your podcast, I mean, is there a similar just kind of excitement for defeating Rodgers and vanquishing that full? For me, I thought that Rodgers would have enough in him to really kind of push it and be like, I am going to, I don't know, basically a career-defining moment to say, hey, I finally beat the Packers. But really, I think he's just kind of off in La La Land. I don't know. Ryan, that much excitement? Yeah.
It was kind of the same for us. I tend to think I'm kind of a laid back person in general. My brother, the Packers fan, is not that way. He's the exact opposite. I think he's adopted or something. He couldn't wait to get to A-Rod, honestly. I made a reel before the game of him saying, F A-Rod, F this guy. Loved you before, don't care, don't call me, don't text me about him. But I know that was a very satisfying win for him. And Jordan Love is getting his flowers, as he should be. I give him a lot of crap about the Packers receiving core. He boasted about them all year. Oh, we have, 3 or 4 guys who could be wide receiver ones, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, it doesn't look like you have one, actually, but, we'll see. But to his point, we actually had Christian Watson's dad on our show yesterday.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that was pretty exciting. And he kind of made the same point of, if it can't be one or the other, right? So if the Packers receivers are average, let's say, then that means Jordan Love is truly playing out of his mind and lifting these guys up and getting all these numbers with mid-level guys, you could say. Or they are all really good and Love is just taking advantage. So either way you look at it, as a Packers fan right now, you guys are sitting pretty. And I think getting Watson back was actually huge. And I think that really helped the offense kind of open up.
Wow. How did you get the Christian Watson's dad to come on?
Yeah, my brother's just followed him on X for a while.
Awesome.
And he was having that same wide receiver argument with, some guy, and, someone on NFL Network replied to Tazim is his name. And my brother just replied asking, hey, I'm a big Packers fan. We have this show. Would you mind coming on? And he was very cool about it. So, it was a good time, and it was he's an interesting dude. I'll say that,
Yes. I've gone back and forth with him on Twitter a few times, so I haven't tried to get him on the pod
what he does,
yet.
it looks like. Yeah.
But he's a fascinating guy. But I'll tell you, one of the conversations that gets his attention the most is that receiver one conversation, and not to like intentionally piggyback on that, but if I had to pick one, it's Christian Watson. I think he's the receiver one, and it won't always show from a statistical perspective, but the impact that he had blocking in this game was massive. It was huge, and it's one of those impacts you don't really feel it until he's back, right? I don't think they noticed how much they missed him while he was gone, and now that he's back, I think they see it.
Yeah, and I think like Mariah mentioned on our show yesterday about how having Watson back really opened up for Tucker Kraft too, and that's why Kraft kind of exploded, because the middle of the field kind of opens up because Watson just draws these safeties with his speed. And I would agree with you. I honestly think that Watson, talent-wise, is definitely the one I would take. I was actually very excited for Matthew Golden just to kind of see what he would kind of turn out to. Like, you guys have been waiting for like the stud receiver kind of, and I know he just deactivated his Instagram and he's probably going through it mentally right now, but I don't know, man. I think I think he's going to be fine. I really do. And I think he's just kind of too talented to stay quiet, but it doesn't always happen right away.
So we're talking about Matthew Golden, right? Obviously,
Yeah,
we're
sorry.
talking about receivers. And you know what I need? I think he needs Miles. I think he needs to put on his shirt that I gave him, the special Matthew Golden shirt that I gave him at training camp. If he puts that on, Matthew Golden, if you're listening, I'm sure you are, absolutely. Put on the shirt that I gave you. Actually, I gave you two of those. Put them on. You're going to score a touchdown. I guarantee it. Now, I hope you don't put it on because I don't want you to score a touchdown.
Yeah.
Don't do it. Don't do
Andy,
it.
are you a Packers fan? Is that what we're coming to here?
No. You know me. Whatever I say, the opposite happens. So there you go.
No, I'm not worried about Golden. I mean, it took Devontae Adams a couple years to really come into his own, and you know, I think that's a fair thing to expect for these guys. You know, they're young guys. You know, they're 22, 23 years old. I was an idiot when I was that young, man. I was a baby mentally. You know, and you just don't realize it when you're that young how much you still have to figure out, and they will. But the other thing is being a rookie. I don't think you have the full perspective of how special the journey that you could be on right now is. You know, with these guys that come out and they walk into a Super Bowl winning team as a rookie, I think that can kind of spoil things a little bit for their perspective. And, you know, the Packers team, again, the youngest in the league, but their veterans have been there for a while now. Jordan Love's been there. You know, Tucker Kraft's been there. Christian Watson's been there. Romeo Dobbs been there. Like they've got veterans that have been there for 2, 3, 4 years. You know, and they're still considered young, but they have enough to appreciate like, hey, it's hard. It's hard to be good in the NFL. You know, turns out it's not an easy thing to win games. And so I think Matthew Golden probably has to learn that a little bit. Like, hey, man, yeah, you're not getting a whole lot of production, but look around. Like, your team's pretty damn good. Just enjoy it. And I think that'll come. He's a special athlete. He'll be a great receiver. It doesn't have to happen today.
Yeah, I agree with you, Miles. I think it's the perfect situation. You have a good quarterback, you have a good coach, you have a good offense. It's not like the Titans drafted you, you know.
Yeah.
No disrespect, but you know. But I think that wide receiver it's one of those positions where you can come in and just kind of dominate right away as a receiver. Like we've seen all these top guys do it. And I think that coming in and like getting 3 targets in week 7 is hard as a first round receiver. That's tough. And he's probably got some fans chirping at him saying, what are you doing? Like, where are you? So, you know, I think it's a negative thing right now happening in a bunch of positivity around him. So it's probably kind of tough to handle.
Oh, I'm
You
sure.
know, I'm going to throw some cold water on here, Miles.
Bring it.
You know, that's what I always do. That's my job. So Packers are winning.
Yeah.
And usually when a team's winning, everything gets covered over. So it's interesting that Matthew Golden is taking this path when the team is doing well. You know, I get it. You know, you're kind of frustrated, you know, and everything. So perhaps there's trouble brewing for the Packers, you know, as, you know, maybe the season turns. But, you know, that's what I'm hoping.
Well, I mean, you could say that, but then I'll just point to Romeo Dobbs last year doing whatever he did. He thrown his little tantrum and then, you know, snapped right on back, and he's doing okay now too. So if he's got to have a little tantrum, you know, you got to sit a week out or something. No, it's fine. You know, get it out of the way, go do that, and then come back and be a great receiver. But it's a fair point, Andy. Winning does fix everything, you know, and it's not to say that the Packers have a perfect team right now. Because if you watch Packers Twitter, the first half of every game, they want to fire Matt LaFleur. Yep. And I've been tempted to have the same tweets sometimes, but even the Pittsburgh game, you know, the first half was kind of frustrating. You know, they go into the half down, and I said to myself, I said, as frustrated as I am, they're going to find a way to win this game. And I'm not going to be allowed to be mad at Matt LaFleur, even though I'm still mad at Matt LaFleur. And so that's what they keep doing. And so, yeah, winning does solve everything. That's the whole point of the thing. But I do think that there's some of that has to get fixed. Like they still have a lot to fix. They got play calling that needs to be fixed. I think there's some chemistry things, whatever's going on. But I think Christian Watson corrects some of that. He opens up their playbook a little bit differently. You know, and as the season goes on, those things tend to gel together. So one unhappy rookie, I think, is not necessarily a bad sign. You know, if Jordan Love looked upset, maybe I'd be a little bit more worried about it.
Yeah,
And just to extend the olive branch a little bit, we're taking his deactivation of his Instagram as he's upset. It could just be, hey, I know something's not right now. I'm taking a mental hiatus a little bit, just kind of disconnecting. Like, shout out to LeBron every time he's in the playoffs, just shuts it all off and gets in his zone, I don't know. I mean, the good thing is he's not talking to the press about it. He's not throwing anyone under the bus. He's not talking about Matt LaFleur. So credit to him on that. I think he's doing what he needs to do, but it looks like he's doing it the right way.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Speaking of kind of doing things the right way, and I try not to heap as much praise on Packer players as I can, but when you talk about the lead up to the game, I mean, there could have been a lot of animosity or whatever with Jordan Love, and there could have and Aaron Rodgers. There wasn't. They were both saying the right things. I don't know. I could tell that it meant a lot to Jordan Love to get this win. And I don't know if you guys saw that as well.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, he's kind of a soft-spoken guy, so I didn't expect that he would give any kind of bulletin board material or anything like that. But yeah, I think he did have a chance to say that it meant something to him. I can't remember where the interview was. It might have been the Kay Adams. I think he jumped on with Kay Adams. But either way, yeah, it definitely meant something to him. And I personally like that. I want to see what it looks like when these games mean something to these guys, because some of them, I think it's clear they don't, and they come out and you're just like, what the heck was that? What's, and that's the frustration with the Cleveland loss earlier this season for the Packers. And so that's where LaFleur criticism comes in a little bit more. But when you see what it means to these guys and you see how they play when it means something, that's very encouraging that it went well. You know what I mean? It's like, all right, well, come playoff time, and so far the sample size on that's pretty good too. Come playoff time for Jordan Love, when it matters, when you care the most, the guy brings his best. And I thought the same rings true in the Steelers game.
Yeah. Now, obviously, we're kind of on topic of teams doing well and the trade deadline's coming up. This is about the time of the season where teams decide, are they good enough to add for a playoff and championship run, things like that. So Steve has a question. Do you guys see any trades happening? Now, I'll say from my Bears perspective, I hope we don't make any trades. I mean, we'll get to my stuff in a bit. I like where my Bears are at. But any trades at this time means that, to me, would say you think that you're going to make a deep playoff run, if not a Super Bowl. So, Miles, when you look at the Packers, do you see them trying to make any trades to maybe shore up, I don't know, offensive line maybe?
No, I don't know. I mean, I think maybe DB corner. I think that they might have a little bit of buyer's remorse on Hobbs right now. He's not playing very well, and I don't know if that's because he's trying to play through injury or if he's just not the guy that maybe they thought he was. But Carrington Valentine's probably your best cornerback right now. Nixon, whatever that was. I mean, we're sitting here talking about helmet stickers and what Jordan Love playing great when it means the most. And Nixon came out and just looked completely pedestrian. And that was one of the things that I was most irritated at, in the first half, was his performance. It's just ridiculous. And so that's one thing that just particularly irritates the crap out of me, is when guys come out and they do talk to media. You're saying Golden's not talking to the media. Well, Nixon comes out at the end of last season and says he wants to be CB1. Like, great, man. Well, you can't put up a performance like that if you want to be CB1. Like, you may not play, to elite levels every single game, but man, that was bad. He just looked bad in that game. So, if I can give out a negative helmet sticker there. So when you've got Hobbs and Nixon both not looking good, I think you might be looking for another DB somewhere on the market. That said, I don't know that they're going to find one for a price that they're okay with, right? I mean, what you're talking about, hey, if you make a move, you're going chips in for a run. I think they already did that with Micah. I don't know that there's a more of a chips in move than that. And that's why I say, if you can get a good deal for a Denzel Ward, maybe, or, one of the others that's kind of out there on the block, great. But I don't know that that's what's going to happen. So that would probably be the only thing I could see happening. I think right now the O-line's getting healthier, and I think they're okay with the depth that they have. So yeah, cornerback would probably be the only thing I'd see.
What about you, Ryan? Any obviously we haven't gotten into Lions stuff yet, but any trades that the Lions would have to make?
I don't know if we have to make one. Our fan base is kind of weird with this. Like, we find ourselves every trade deadline screaming for Brad Holmes to go make that move to go get you a Super Bowl. And I see the vision for that, and I don't. Like, we've built our team through drafting very, very well. Like, we just extended Hutch today. Shout out to him and his $180 million that he got. Worth every penny. We got him on a bargain, I think. And the tinfoil hat that I'm wearing today is that he took less money than he should have. I thought it should have been like 200 mil to allow us to maybe make a move to go all in to get some more help. Our D-line is also getting healthier. We just got to lean McNeil back, which is massive. But it's no secret that opposite of Hutch has been okay, to say the best, I should say. So I don't know. I mean, everyone needs a corner. It's looking rough out here for for most teams in the NFL, minus like Denver, I guess. But so we could use one too. I mean, we lost Terry and Arnold. We lost DJ Reed. He's not coming back to like week 12 or whatever. And we got like plumbers and electricians playing safety for us.
Hey, the Bears do too. Yeah, the Bears absolutely do too. So
yeah. I mean,
we did sign CJ Gardner-Johnson. We'll see about that.
Oh, I didn't know he was
about
a free
that,
agent.
by the way.
Okay.
Yeah, he's not anymore, Miles. He's ours. You can't have him.
How do you feel about that signing, though?
It's a guy. I mean, it's more than we had. I mean, if we had anything other, in that Baltimore game, I think that would have helped. I mean, we were down just everybody. So hopefully we'll be getting some help back. I mean, we'll see. But yeah, that's been the problem. And that was the problem in the Vikings game. We're down to a third, fourth out. We had 3 or 4 corner defensive backs out, and just versus Baltimore, and just these injuries. And so we'll kind of see how that progresses. So, speaking of my Bears, where to start? Well, first of all, the Bears, it's such a kind of a weird thing. Obviously, leading up to the game, we thought that that Lamar was going to play, and obviously Harbaugh said, "Oh, we didn't do it on purpose." Come on, these coaches know exactly what they're doing. They knew exactly what they're doing, but that is not the reason the Bears lost. Obviously, there's a few things. We'll start with the quarterback. When you look at Caleb Williams in a vacuum, he is definitely improving and doing a lot of the things right. He's getting the ball out on time. With this game, he did not did not try to take any splash moves, any splash throws, and he's just kind of he's throwing to Rome a little bit too much in that last interception. I think that was part of that. He's missing some things underneath, right? So first year in a Ben Johnson offense. It's a very difficult offense, and maybe Ryan, you can speak to that. How difficult it is, especially with how Caleb obviously plays off script and all of that. So everybody, national media, prisoner of the moment, saying, "Oh, Caleb's a bust." Oh, he had a pedestrian game. I'll just call pedestrian. He needs to take a little bit more ownership of the offense, and I see him doing that, right? And so when you look at on the other side, I say Bears were Huntley. Obviously, the thing is, well, he was outplayed by someone that was on the Browns, cut by the Browns, I believe, or I don't know. Basically, when you look at Tyler Huntley, he is a veteran, right? And he made the throws and made the plays that a veteran should do. And that's when you look at Tyler Huntley and what he did with the Ravens, it was at home. I am not sounding the alarm quite yet, right? As everybody else is, prisoner of the moment. I expected the Bears to lose this game. I expected the Bears to be 4-3 at this point. But if I am going to go ahead and go negative, I'm going to pass out a little bit of blame. And, part of it is going to have to be on the Ben Johnson a little bit. You need to kind of be on the same page with your quarterback. But a big part of it is the penalties, and we're second to the Jaguars in penalties. It's just that's just drive killers. And to me, that's part of it. And some of that might be on Caleb. Some of that might be, obviously it's on the players. They need to figure this out. Hey, when you look at that, you look at the offensive line, what they're doing. There's just a lot of improvement there, but this is the Bears that I thought they would be. We're not, I hate to say this, Miles, we're not at the Packers level yet. We will be in December. We will be. Calm down, everybody. Calm down. We will be. Yeah. All right, we're not there yet.
That felt very. Just hit the ears very nicely.
I feel like that was quite satisfying to you, and any Packer fans that hear that. We're not quite there yet, but I like our trajectory. We're exactly where I thought we were going to be. So I'm not sounding the alarm. I wish we had an opportunity to take a step forward and steal one from the Ravens. We didn't. There are a lot of penalties, things we need to clean up. Ben Johnson is really kind of trying to push this team, push Caleb Williams, and I love it. So go ahead, throw some cold water on it for me. Ryan, go ahead.
I don't think there's much cold water. I think any Bears fan who's upset coming off of a 4-game win streak in your first year with Ben Johnson is kind of like, what are you complaining about?
Mm-hmm.
Like, yeah, fine. You lost to a backup quarterback. Like the Ravens, I know their record stinks. The Ravens are still a pretty good team historically.
Mm-hmm.
And that's not like a shameful loss to take in your first year. Would it have been great to win? Absolutely. 5-2, we're right there with the Lions and Packers. But like you said, like, roster wise, experience wise, like you guys aren't there yet, and that's okay. I think that Ben Johnson is, I think he's trying to rebuild what he had in Detroit with a different looking puzzle, if you will. Like if Swift is your Gibbs, if Monungai is your Montgomery, you figured the offensive line out. I think they've actually gelled together very well, given it's only like week 8 of your first year, and it's like a hodgepodge of different guys from everywhere that came in. The final piece of that, and the most difficult one, is the quarterback. And it's a first overall pick. This guy balled throughout college with terrible defenses and felt like he had to do it all. And I feel like that you can't be a quarterback like that in Ben Johnson's offense. Say what you will about Jared Goff. You know what Jared Goff is really, really, really good at is being extremely accurate, calm, and not doing too much. When he does try to do too much, that's when Goff gets in trouble and starts making poor decisions. And I feel like Caleb has all the talent in the world. We've all seen these great throws. I'm just talking up the Packers and Bears. I don't know what's going on. You guys had me on.
No, this is all great stuff. Absolutely.
No, but he has it. It's like the mental with him. It's decision making. It's holding on to the ball too long. Like it's just
not going out of bounds. And
like he'll learn these things. But I look at Caleb kind of as a rookie quarterback because you had a football terrorist of sorts in Eberflus last year, just kind of wrecking your development.
Yeah.
But I mean, I think they'll be fine. I really do. Are you guys like going to be 11-6 this year? Probably not.
Ooh.
Are you? Could you be 9-8? Sure. And I think 9-8 would be great.
We are. I hate to break it to you. Miles knows this. My Bears, in my opinion, are still on track for 11-6. But I digress. Okay.
I mean, I don't have the Bears schedule in front of me. Depending on how the schedule works out, that could be the case. Caleb could take a jump, 3 weeks from now and be a totally different guy. Like, who knows? But it really does ride on him. And when he does take that jump, that's when, like, it's like, watch out for the Bears.
Yeah, and part of it too, obviously, and this happens with all the teams, injuries, right? And so what I like about what Dennis Allen is doing with the defense is it's really a hodgepodge in the secondary. So I expected it to be, a high scoring, game for the Ravens. We actually, shut Derrick Henry down. I mean, he didn't have that big of a game, which in the past, I mean, we've kind of just been a waterfall, letting running backs, go wild. So there, to me, I'm taking some silver linings, and I expected with the hodgepodge of the secondary, Tyreek Stevenson going down, Jalen Johnson still being out, and then even I believe Gordon, Spider-Man being out as well. So these are things that I didn't expect, and yet we're holding together now. I was hoping that the offense would take a step forward and kind of match what they needed to. So I like just what Ben Johnson brings to Caleb Williams and pushing him. And these type of games can really kind of down the road be those teachable moments to say, this was your opportunity to step forward. We need to have a quarterback. We need to have a game where the quarterback is the reason that we win, and we're not there yet, but we're getting there. And hey, you even have that with the with Jordan Love, where obviously this was a game I would say that you won because of Jordan Love and just some of those crazy throws and just clutch throws that he had in the face of pressure, and that's what you want from a franchise quarterback and from a quarterback who got paid. Caleb is working toward that. And I hate that everyone's like, oh, well, you should have taken Bo Nix. You should have taken this and that. Those teams are at different places, right? And so Bo Nix played like 100 years in college. So, hey, you may like him. He's gonna have bad games as well. So I like my quarterback. I'm sticking with my quarterback, Caleb Williams.
You're loyal, man. I respect that.
You know how long I stayed with Justin Fields. So
you hung on to Justin Fields until the very last thread broke.
I hung in the closet there crying with him. Me and Justin Fields were crying in the closet and saying, okay, I wish it could be better.
All right, cold water for you, man.
All right,
all right. So first of all, I don't know what happened to your guy Zacchaeus. I thought he was your X factor for the season. I don't know what's going on there.
I agree. and with the connection that Caleb was building with him too. So that's a little bit surprising. I think, Caleb's getting a little bit in his head at times as well. Cause he's like, well, I don't want to be Justin Fields. I'm going to run all the time, but there are times you can run and extend the drive. Do that. Don't just kind of hang around, keep the play alive to make the crazy wild throw. Make the simple throws. And that's the big thing in Chicago media. They're talking about this week is, Caleb needs to get better with the details and knowing when to do what. And I think it'll come. And I'm not one of these fans that's, prisoner of the moment. Like I said, I'm not going to be like, oh, that's it. We got to draft another quarterback. We're done. Get out of here. Just get out of here with that.
I respect that spirit. And I think I'd probably have the same attitude if I was a Bears fan and where you guys are. I mean, you're on like what, your 5th top drafted quarterback or something like that in the last few years. So yeah, I mean, get it right. So you just hope that you finally did. For me, for Caleb Williams, it's not a talent thing. It's a maturation thing. And that's not to like, just sort of use a cop-out line of, how people have questioned him even since the draft and all that. I really just, with my own eyes, he doesn't seem like a very mature dude. He seems like a very playful guy, which, fine. That's cool. But the quarterback needs to be a general, right? Like you need the guy who's commanding everybody else, right? And the guy that knows everybody else's job and the guy that understands the concepts that are being built in. I just don't think he's there. I think he's probably learning things at more of a surface level, which again, that's fine. Like that's kind of where Mike Vick was. You can be an insanely good football player and not really have that depth of strategy and all that. But I do think that will limit him. That's where I wonder, like, can he grow into that? Can he mature into that kind of the chess player that the great quarterbacks are, right? And
absolutely fair. Especially, with that last interception. I mean, he had an opportunity there and he just didn't take it. So, hey, we'll get there. Let's move on real quick. We must not be having our Viking guy come on this week. That's all right. Skullman, maybe next week. But Vikings were zapped.
Andy, I got a question for you. Since we don't have our Vikings guy here, we can at least squeeze into his time a little bit.
Let's do it.
The leading tackler of the Ravens was Roquan Smith. Is there any regret about that transaction?
I was waiting for you to bring that up, and I had my little graphic here as well.
You were trying to run away from that, man. I had to catch you.
No. All right, here we go. I did have my graphic. Roquan, 34 tackles, 0 interceptions, 0 pass deflect, 0 sacks, and this was prior to the this week's game.
Okay.
Edmonds, 3 interceptions, 4 Come on. What are we talking about? We got 2 players for the price of 1. Now, Roquan Smith, all pro. I get it. We just were not at a point to pay him. And then, we got, I believe, Jervon Dexter out of that. So, hey, I am all about continuing to build the roster, and the roster needed a ton more players. So I'm Roquan Smith fan, fantastic on him, but I mean, he's been hurt as well. That Ravens defense hasn't been all that good. So, hey, no buyer's remorse here.
Hey, you came with the receipts on that one. Touche.
I'm only looking for. I was waiting for that, and I knew that you would be the guy. Speaking of, obviously, the Vikings just kind of like, I don't know what that was. I know when you look at it, obviously they've had issues with the quarterback. Carson Wentz gets hurt. I don't know. I mean, when you look at this, Ryan, I mean, you're not worried about the Vikings at all, are you?
I'm worried for the Vikings. I think that they are in some deep trouble. Honestly, so I live in Michigan, like Metro Detroit. Mm-hmm. Very familiar with JJ McCarthy and Michigan football and all this. I never understood the pick. And I know that's easy to sit here and say right now he's been hurt. It's not really fair. And I get that. But I think it was just such a weird pick for a team to go for like to draft a quarterback who just didn't throw the ball a lot in college.
I said that. Yep.
Like you mentioned Bo Nix, right? He's like the anti-Bo Nix for me. He's completely green. Like you don't know what you're going to get. And you have a roster that was ready. And so he comes in, gets hurt, not his fault. You have Carson Wentz. He's hurt now. Like, I don't know where to go from here as a Vikings fan. It's a very tough spot where you have a good team and you can't figure the most important position out. So you're losing games. And who knows if Justin Jefferson's going to want to be there for a long term? Who knows how long Aaron Jones has, left in the tank? Like there's things that are happening around them they can't stop, but I don't know what you do with your quarterback. I mean, you really need to see some good development from JJ McCarthy from here on out, like the rest of this year. If Kevin O'Connell's like this quarterback whisperer, and I like Kevin O'Connell a lot, I have very high respect for him.
Big KOC. Yep, the big KOC.
Yeah. And he gave us a run for our money last year. Like they were a damn good team last year with Sam Darnold, and they're regretting that one right now. I can tell you that. But I don't know. I kind of feel bad for them, but then I remember that they're the Vikings and I don't care. So that's kind of where I'm at.
I second that.
Well, yeah, and here's the thing. Obviously, talk about trades. I mean, do they go ahead and bring in a little familiar face from the past, a good old Kirk? Although he kind of fell.
No, none of us are that lucky. None of us are that lucky.
No, yeah. So, So, I think what it comes down to is expectations, right? And I think, and as I said this in the preseason as well, I think Vikings fans took. Last year was a mirage, right? It feels you look at it, whether they're 14-3. I mean, come on. At number one, the schedule was going to be harder. Number two, you have a second-year rookie quarterback. It's going to take a little bit to acclimate. And then they beat my Bears, depleted secondary. We had them. We had them where we thought they were. Yep. All right, and we let them off the hook. And here's the thing: the Vikings are not that good. All right. And my Bears, we're just kind of trying to figure things out. Right. And so you take a one quarter there, and then what is JJ? Right. I think he's, as I kind of tried to say in the offseason, handoff merchant. He's a handoff merchant. He has some talent. He could be good, but that's the problem. As you said, you have a talented roster, and then you have these expectations that they're going to take that next step. It takes time to do that, right? And especially when you have an older Aaron Jones. And so it's just, there's a lot of expectations. And I think Vikings Twitter, I say, is golden, absolutely golden, because it's like either the high highs or the low lows. And it's just amazing, Miles.
Hey man, we're the bipolar babies of the division. We're gonna experience the highest highs and the lowest lows every single week. It's just who we are. It's in our DNA. But I'll tell you, I'm with you guys on the Vikings, man. They're in a weird place, and I will say, like, as a Packers fan, last year I was a little bit worried because last year was supposed to be. I mean, we all predicted them to be terrible, and they had it seemed like a terrible string of luck going into the season. The one draft pick passed away, like just crazy bad luck, and then they turn out to be great. And I'm thinking, man, like, Kevin O'Connell, and their GM, like the whole organization seemed very impressive. And now you almost wonder if that was just sort of lightning striking, a few things coming together the right way at the right time. Because I don't know, if you're that good of a GM or a quarterback whisperer, how do you let Darnold go? Like, how do you let him leave?
I was just going to say that. Like, I was just thinking about that more and more as you were talking since he came up. And I just don't get how you look at the year he had. And it's not as if JJ is ready to go, like, fourth year sitting behind A-Rod like Jordan Love was. Like, it was kind of perfect that Sam Darnold worked out for you the way he did. And yeah, you got to pay him. Fine. Pay the man.
He's still young
let
enough
JJ sit, recover, learn, soak it in, a la Jordan Love, and go from there. But instead of doing that, you let him go to another team in your conference. You push JJ to start right away. That failed, and he gets hurt again. It's just, it was like the worst case scenario for the Vikings. And I knew that when Sam Darnold's contract was up in the air and they were making that decision, I said on the show, it doesn't matter which way they go, they are going to do it wrong. They're going to get it wrong. And if they re-sign him, he's going to suck. If they let him go, he's going to ball. And that's it.
I love it.
Well, let's move on to obviously the games for this upcoming week. And Bears are at the Bengals, week 9 keys. We look at the Bears. We are on the road, -2.5 for the Bears at the Bengals. The Bengals may not have their quarterback. They may be back to square 3.
Wait, is Flacco hurt?
Flacco is hurt, and so he may not play.
Missed that.
So basically, the Bears, perhaps their beleaguered, injured secondary may have a little bit of a reprieve. But I mean, when you have Chase, when you have I'll just say Chase and the other guy. When you have those guys out there, we're gonna have to cover somehow. 50.5 over under. Some of the keys that I'm looking for, obviously, Bears secondary on Chase, and it's going to be huge. I mean, how are we going to try to figure it out? Do we have, a little bit of health coming back? I mean, we'll see if Stevenson is going to be out there or not. I think he practiced. But also Chase Brown is a tough running back. He's a solid talent there out of the University of Illinois. So there we go. So Illinois roots there. We showed that we could, limit Derrick Henry. We'll see where the focus will be. But the biggest thing, obviously, will be the Bears scoring points, because you have to score points to win the game. And when you look at the Bears' red zone offense, we've just been atrocious. Scoring field goals. Field goals are points, but they're not touchdowns. And when you want to take the next step, you need to score touchdowns, especially when you have a young quarterback. Thankfully, the Bears are facing the Bengals, who are 30th in the red zone defense, and I think that will be huge. Got to score the touchdowns. Got to push the ball over that end zone line and. For goodness sake, stop the penalties. Come on. You're professionals. Figure it out. Figure this offense out. So when I look at the Bears, this hopefully, and I say this trepidatiously, this is a get-right game, Miles. It's a get-right game.
No, you just
the Bears
yourself. You guys
are going to win this game, and it's the over-under 50.5. I'm going to say my Bears, we're going to score 30 points. It's going to be 30 to 21 Bears. 30 to 21 Bears. We're going to give up yards. We're going to give up, but my Bears.
Andy, have you ever watched Ja'Marr Chase play football?
I mean, I heard he's
plumbers and electricians are not going to stop Ja'Marr Chase.
He might have 37 targets.
You know what? You may be able to dodge a plumber electrician, but you cannot dodge a wrench. So maybe they'll bring some wrench. We're going to put some wrenches in their plans here. And I get it. I get it. Ja'Marr Chase. I'm a little bit worried about that, but man, you also have a quarterback has got to get him the ball.
True.
He has to get him the ball.
I think Flacco unlocked that for him, though. I think they might have just been overthinking it. Now Flacco's like, hey,
Browning,
watch, guys.
though, right?
What's that?
It might be Browning, though, right?
Right. But I think what he did was he just showed Browning, like, hey, man, you know how you were struggling before? Just keep throwing it to that guy. Throw it
right.
40 times. Just throw it to get. They're just not covering. Throw it to him again.
So, So Flacco has he's dealing with AC joint sprain in the throwing arm. And what I've been told in a quarterback, a throwing arm is pretty important. So when you look at Joe Flacco, Browning does not scare me at all. I mean, there's a reason that they went to Flacco. There's a reason
I think here's my theory. I think Browning could have been getting caught up in actually trying to just run the offense properly. I'm a backup. I got to prove to these guys that I can do this. And I think Flacco got in there and was like, nope, that guy's really good at football. I'm gonna throw it to him. Right. And you put that on film and it works. And Browning can, the coaches can be like, hey man, you see what he did here? It's like, yeah, all right, do more of that, where you can't really do that with Joe Burrow, right? It's like Joe Burrow is Joe Burrow. Like, hey man, be more like him. Oh, thanks. But when it's Joe Flacco, it's like old guy. Not that Joe Flacco is not a competent quarterback, but it's, you can replicate that. It's like, just throw it to Ja'Marr Chase. And then when you get sick of that, throw it to the other freak on the other side. Not Mr. that I T. think Higgins, that he will all of a sudden be an all-pro Browning. But I do think that against, a Bears secondary in the condition that it's in, I'd be worried. I'm not unfamiliar to that, man. I don't know if you remember in 2016 when the Packers trotted out Ladarius Gunter to cover Julio Jones in his prime. That was fun. There's some games where you come up on it and you're just like, oh crap, this is not going to go well. And that's what you're picking like to me.
Are you picking the Bears or the Bengals?
I'm going to pick the Bengals in this one, man. And I'm not going to say that the Bears won't score on the Bengals. I think you guys, I think you have an opportunity as far as your get right game goes, maybe on offense to have a little bit of that. I think on defense though, man, I'd be worried.
I am. Absolutely. All right. What about you, Ryan? Are you picking my Bears or are you picking the Bengals?
I'm going to pick the Bears, but I don't feel good about it. It's a bounce back game. Like, this is kind of that culture building win that you guys need right now. We were supposed to win in Baltimore. We're coming off this high win streak. We got to get right. Like you said, Dan Campbell, Ben Johnson coming from that. Dan Campbell does not lose games back to back. It just doesn't happen. There's some stat out there that I don't know off the top of my head that we're really good at not doing that. But keep in mind that the Bengals are at home, and the Bengals are second in their division right now, and they're 3-5. Like, the Steelers are first at 4-3, and they are not looking good. So this is a very winnable division. All the Bengals have to do is just tread water long enough. And I know that's really hard, but I don't know, man. They're going to be very motivated to catch a reeling team off guard, and that's why I don't feel good about it. But I'll still take the Bears because soft spot for Ben Johnson, whatever.
Wow, seventh letter definitely does not have that soft spot. So this is
he's like trying to get on. Like I got to get on here right now. I got to correct that.
But I don't know. Maybe it's because I like the Bears guy in my pod a little bit too much. But
there you go.
I don't know. I respect Ben Johnson for the job he's doing. I really do. I was just as mad at him for leaving the F Ben Johnson chats. I was like, hell yeah, give it to him. So I feel seventh letter on that. But I don't know. I mean, we'll see. I mean, it's an Ohio team in Cincinnati at the end of the day, so it doesn't make me feel good to say them either. So,
well, this is my opportunity to throw some shade at the Packers, who were claiming Super Bowl after beating a team that lost to a team that just lost to the previously winless Jets. The Jets beat these Bengals, and the Bengals beat the Steelers. And the Steelers almost beat the Packers. So, logic. It's logic. So
transitive
that was a stretch. Don't hurt yourself, Andy. You got to warm up before doing stuff like that.
I got to do this. I got to. This is what I do until my Bears prove everyone that I'm right.
I respect.
Oh,
it,
here
man.
we go.
You're
Where does Kevin Bacon fit? Kevin Bacon. I mean, Kevin Bacon is always invited. Always invited.
Yeah, he's always at least 7 or at most 7 degrees away, right?
Absolutely. So my Bears are less than 7 degrees away from winning the Super Bowl. I love that. All right, let's got to throw those in here. All right, let's get on to a couple of other games, and then we'll get to the marquee game of the week. Obviously, Panthers at the Packers. This is an interesting matchup. Panthers may not have Bryce Young. Packers 13.5-point favorites. What are some of your keys to this game, Miles?
I hate games like this. I would be more worried about it if it was on the road. It is at Lambeau, so that makes me feel better. They're usually better prepared when they play at Lambeau. I'm not going to call it a trap game because I feel like that's a little too cliche for this, but this is one of those games where you kind of like, you're worried about them not taking it as serious. You're worried about them listening to, the headlines in the sports talk shows and everybody's picking them. Nobody picks the Panthers, all of that. Like they always find a way to screw up those games and either lose them or it's like tie the Cowboys, and I mean, I was out here tailgating at Jerry World before that game. I couldn't find a Cowboys fan to even talk trash to me. Like they couldn't see a way to win that game. And then you go off and tie them. And now in hindsight, the Cowboys offense looks very good, so it's not as bad, but yeah, I don't like games like this. I hate games like this. Now I will say Andy Dalton doesn't scare me in the least. Those receivers don't scare me in the least.
Not even Ted McMillan?
Yeah, I like that.
I mean, he's good, but we just played Jamar Chase. We played, we've already played good receivers. DK, like the Panthers don't have anybody that just like, oh man, we haven't faced a guy like that yet. You don't have that. They're good. They're good. They're not bad. I'm not going to say that the Packers are going to march in there and shut them out, but they're not an intimidating team, and if they do have a strength, it's probably their run game, and the Packers are one of the best run defenses in the league. So, I don't think the Panthers match up well against the Packers. I think as a Packers fan, the Packers match up very well. So yeah, I just, if they come out and they continue to do what they've been doing, stay focused and just play the way they've been playing, they should win this game by 2 scores. Take them to cover that spread. Give me a 14-point win. But they usually find a way to piss off Packers fans in games like this. So I'm just sort of bracing myself for that.
And I believe, the Panthers are having issues with their offensive line, injuries. So, I mean,
that's not going to go well.
no, especially when you got a certain guy in green who wears number 1 rushing the quarterback.
He seems like he's just getting warmed up too, man. I know that there was a couple games there where like, oh, he's not getting the sacks. Well, all right, now he's getting the sacks, and he's definitely leading the sack production for Rashawn Gary and others. So, yeah, that could. I mean, I'm excited, right? Like, I am excited.
What about the other side of the ball? So Panthers are ranked 31st in pass rush win rate, 29th in run stop win rate. Basically, they're struggling along the line of scrimmage. But they do have a guy named Derek Brown, who is very good.
Yep.
Ashawn Robinson, interior defender. So they got some solid players there. So, I mean, the Packers had issues on their offensive line that may worry you at all?
No, I think they're starting to get healthy. They're figuring it out a little bit. And even when, they need to go to Kennard or somebody, they're starting to really get it figured out and worked out. The offensive line is not having nearly as many issues as it was earlier in the season. And I kind of feel the same way about the defense as the offense, right? Like when I look at the Panthers defense, Derek Brown's good, but we've played Myles Garrett already. Like we've already played these other guys that are very good, Hutchinson and TJ Watt. I mean, in this last week playing TJ Watt, he was a non-factor. So, I don't think there's anybody on that line where you're going, man, we've never played a guy like that yet. You've already been tested there. You should have a good plan for how to win this game on both sides of the ball here. As long as the field goal the special teams, as a whole, but field goal unit in specific doesn't come along and just decide to completely mail it in like they have before. I mean, I'll remind you guys, we're 2 blocked field goals away from being an undefeated team right now. It's like
you're also another blocked field goal away from being 0-2 versus the Bears in the last year. So, I mean, it works that way
wrong.
Too.
You're not wrong.
But you're picking the Packers, obviously, right, Miles?
Yes, I'm going to pick the Packers. Give me Packers to cover that 14-point win. Let's, I don't know, call it 28-14.
28-14. All right. And I love this Giants goofballs. They're fantastic. Definitely, follow their stuff. Even if you're not a Giants fan, they've got a lot of great content. So how did that work when played Garrett? Obviously, that was the game. So
yeah, I mean, he's a beast. So I don't think that they're going to play up against anybody who's better or even equal to him at this point.
Agreed. All right. So what about you, Ryan? Are you picking the Packers?
Yeah. I think it's going to be closer than 14 points. I mean, the Panthers are playing legit. They just got embarrassed last week, so they're going to come out pretty motivated, I think. But I think the Packers really need to figure their run game out. I think Josh Jacobs is averaging like 3.5 yards a carry on the year. Anytime that number's under 4, that's just not good.
Not good.
Why did they take him out? He was out for a little bit there. I was like, I mean, he's on my fantasy team. That's the only thing I wanted the Packers to do well is just give it to Jacobs. Come on.
He's been dealing with some injuries and some illness from what I understand. So this could be a good week for him.
All right.
Yeah. So, I mean, you read those numbers. The Panthers' run defense is not all that. So, I mean, get that running game going, man. I think that would help a bit for sure.
All right. So you are picking the Packers, you said.
Yeah, picking the Panthers to win, picking the Panthers to cover, Packers to win.
Love that. I am actually picking the Packers to win handily. I just don't, with Andy Dalton at quarterback, even Bryce Young, he's getting better. But I just I guess I'm on the Packer bandwagon. But you know why I'm doing this. You know why I'm doing this, Miles. I'm picking the Packers to win, and the Packers I think are going to win probably. We'll say 28-11. 28-11. The
11, huh?
Throw a wrench in there. So I think the Packers are going to win. If Jordan Love, it's at home. I think that's a big part of it too. If Jordan Love continues this streak, I think maybe he can continue to get everyone involved. Get maybe Marcus Golden involved, especially at home. Give him a little pat on the back and get him his first touchdown. Right, he still hasn't he needs a touchdown.
Breakout
right?
game.
There
Loading
you go.
up. Yeah.
So that is definitely possible. So the Packers do win this week, and you can put it on the bank, book it.
So,
all right,
So last week you did say we had a 0% chance.
I did.
So you
I
weren't.
did. Yeah.
You swung a miss on that one. Just I wanted to make sure we correct the record there.
Yeah. I did say 0. But here's what I failed to factor into the equation. I failed to see. I thought Rodgers was more of a killer. I think he is too much ayahuasca. I think he's stealing money from the Steelers. I don't know if he has that dog in him anymore. And maybe he lost it when he was with your Packers as well. He just didn't have that. Like he's too worried about kind of his stats and everything like that, and making sure all the players are going where they're at to actually, in the clutch, actually do something to win. And you would have thought that this would have been his moment to say, screw you, Packers. You made the wrong decision. I still have what it takes. But, I mean, who knows? Who knows where the season could lead? And I know this is going to get you and Packer fans excited. What if they end up in the Super Bowl? What if the Steelers and the Packers in the Super Bowl?
That would be cool.
And I obviously would be rooting for him to avenge this loss. But, who knows? You're right. I was wrong on that, but I thought Rodgers was going to take it personally. He's not Jordan. Rodgers is not the GOAT. So Jordan took everything personally. Rodgers, I think he let it go. And maybe he's a married guy now, so he's got a little bit more mellow,
Yeah, a little less killer instinct, maybe. Honestly, though, what I think would keep them out of the Super Bowl is not Rodgers. I think that defense is.
Yeah.
I don't know what's going on there. There's a problem with their defense. They got too many names on that defense to be not performing better.
Highest paid defense in the NFL.
You know what it reminds me of? A number of years ago, when the preseason, the Eagles said that they were building a super team of some sorts and
dream team. You remember
dream
that?
team, and they fell flat. So
yeah.
I mean, you can whether it's regular football or fantasy football, you can throw a bunch of names out there, but they still have to be competent. They still have to be able to play the position. They can't be too slow, step too slow, all these things. So absolutely.
Yeah.
All right, let's move on to the don't you let Rodgers hear you say that. Probably will, especially after this season. All right, let's move on to the marquee game of the week. And the Vikings and the Lions. I don't even know how this is going to be close. I don't even know how it's 8.5 right now. 48.5 over under. Ryan, what are some keys to this game?
So I don't get how the Packers and Panthers spread is 14 and this is only 8.5. Like,
yeah, that's actually
you got JJ in his first game back, and our defense is just playing so well right now, and we just got Lee McNeil back, and we just shut down Baker and the Bucks with nobody's in our secondary. I don't know how the Vikings are going to score more than 14 points. I'll be very honest.
I saw what happened to my Bears playing at the Lions. So the Vikings they're not going to fare much better.
Yeah, and I mean, especially at home. Like if we were at Minnesota, I can get it. That's a tough place to play. It's a division game. At Ford Field after a bye too. Like, I don't know. It makes me nervous seeing that spread actually, because now I'm thinking like, what does Vegas have up their sleeve that's going to make this game closer than this should be? No, but I think that I think our offense needs to. I think everybody thinks our offense is really good right now, and it is good. Like we are scoring points, but it's also underachieving for some weird reasons. We're also having really untimely penalties that are just killing drives. So it's like when people eat empty calories. Like that's what our offense feels like right now. It's just empty yards. Like we'll get 60 yards and then stall out, and our numbers look good, but we're not scoring the way we should be. So we really got to get that figured out and just start finishing off these drives. But I'm looking for our defense to sack JJ like 5 times at least. Like that's kind of where I'm at with this. And I don't think the Vikings are looking forward to coming and playing us right now.
So the Vikings have failed to cover the spread in each of their last 5 games at Ford Field.
Yeah.
They've lost first quarter in 8 of their last 10 games. If the Lions start fast, I mean, this could be get ugly real quick.
Yeah, I mean, of course, you always worry about Justin Jefferson, and I see that on your keys to the game, and that's a good one, obviously. He might get his. Like our games with the Vikings usually go this way, where Jefferson will get his 125 yards and a touchdown, and we'll win by a touchdown or two. Like I'm okay with that. Like I'm okay with that as long as you don't have Addison and Hawkinson tearing us up along with him. Our defense historically has been a little bit of like a bend don't break defense. At least it was under Aaron Glenn. Shout out to him in his first win, by the way. I'm actually happy for that guy, not like Ben Johnson. Like I really am rooting for Aaron Glenn. But
he's got a train wreck owner there.
I know, man. Poor guy, dude. I can't even say poor guy because like you're a millionaire, but at the same time, it's like
he did sign up for
the job.
Yeah.
He did, and it's in such a hard environment too. I'm looking for our defense to kind of like be legitimate. I don't want to just be this defense who's like middle of the pack, but our offense carries us. I want to be that top 10 defense just for once, that teams are scared to come in and play, and then we're not just like holding off so our offense could score more points.
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. Honestly, I'm looking at the Vikings O-line, and I mean, this seems like a perfect opportunity for the Lions to do just that. Come in, abuse that O-line, the interior of it. I mean, they've got good tackles, but the interior offensive line is not in good shape, and you guys should be able to blow that up. And if you do, McCarthy's day is over. Even a good quarterback, if you got consistent pressure coming up the middle, he's going to have a tough day. If you come up the middle consistently against McCarthy, I don't see how he gets anything going. And that's where, if you want to get into the how do you stop Jefferson, you just make it so McCarthy doesn't have time to even get it to him.
Right. I would, not to get like too much into X's and O's, I would think that they're just going to go for a bunch of like quick slants, like a bunch of screens, like just try to make it as easy on JJ as they can, because he's not going to have the 3.5 seconds in the pocket to just drop back and scan. Like it's not going to be that kind of game. And he doesn't have a safety blanket with Carson Wentz anymore. Like he's not getting pulled from this game regardless of how bad it goes unless he gets hurt. So like I think he's going into a very hostile environment, and it's a very tough game for JJ in his first game back from injury. This is going to be a tough one. What
I would say a sneaky, if the Vikings were actually to score points, a sneaky play here would be Hawkinson.
Yeah.
Getting the ball out quick and getting it to him. I just don't know if he's going to be able to do that. So,
and Hawkinson's just been weird this year. Like I have him in fantasy, and I've been watching him a little too closely, and I feel like the first half of every game, he's just absent. Like what? Like I'm questioning if you're even on the field. And I don't know if your hair is getting in your eyes. I don't know if you're just getting old. Like I don't understand what's taking him so long.
Well, my Seventh Letter says it all the time. He says, Miles, you know what he says?
About Hawkinson? No.
Yeah, he said Hawkinson's a bum. He's a bum. That's that. I got to bring out some Seventh Letter here. So
I do think he's aging quickly, and that offense just doesn't look good, which doesn't help him. Like I don't think he's had time to even like find that soft spot in the defense like he was good at before. So I don't know, man. He's been.
I'll say there's a reason the Lions traded him. He's a talented tight end early in his career, and they traded him. There's a reason.
Do you guys remember what he said when he got traded? He's like, "Oh, it feels good to finally go to a place where I can win." How'd that one work out, TJ?
Classic line, man.
Love it. It comes up on my feed every time we play the Vikings. I just look at it and laugh.
I mean, to be fair, TJ Hawkinson does look like a literal Viking. So, but I mean, hey, Joseph here, Lions 38-17. What about you, Ryan?
I'm gonna say 31-13. Like I think it's just gonna be that kind of game.
Yeah, absolutely. Miles, what about you?
Yeah, I'm pretty well on that too. I'll give the Vikings 14 points. I think Jefferson's got a chance to get going, but Yeah, the Lions. I mean, you all hang 50 on people, so I wouldn't put that past. I'll go 40-14.
All right, that's fair. So, the Minnesota has lost 3 of their last 4 games, and they have allowed 37 and 28 in their last 2. Who did the Vikings play last?
Oh man,
they played the
They
Chargers.
lost last week. Yeah, the
37
Chargers.
points to the Chargers. Did the Chargers have a better offense than the Lions, Ryan?
I wouldn't go that far. No, I like our run game better.
All right. Now, as I'm throwing things here, to make a point, the Lions have a better offense than the Chargers. The Lions are going to score 40. They're going to put a 40 burger on this this Vikings defense, and this is almost going to be the fork in the season. You know, do they sell? Do they? I don't know. This is going to be a start of a losing streak for the Vikings, like that I predicted. Vikings fans didn't want to hear it. I don't know how many more games the Vikings win. The Vikings are going to lose this game 40-14. And I mean, the Lions, this is their kind of statement. I feel like in the division, Dan Campbell, I mean, he put it on my Bears, so he's going to put it on the Vikings.
Yeah. No, I agree.
I see it. Yeah. I really don't see a way the Vikings come in. I mean, look, Kevin O'Connell's a good leader, you know, and Flores is a good defensive coordinator. They're good, but I think they're lost, man. I think they're lost and kind of stuck between two sides where you got some players that are excellent players and you're ready to win with them. And then on the other hand, you have no idea what you're doing with your quarterback, if you're rebuilding, if you're not. And I think they're lost, man. I don't like the Vikings. I hope the Lions punch them right in the mouth. I'll just
I still haven't met one Vikings fan in real life, and it makes me question if you guys have a real person on here because I can't find them. I see them on Twitter all the time.
Dre's great. Dre's
great. Shelby's great too. I used to. Funny thing is, I lived in Minnesota for 10 years, so I know a ton of Vikings fans, a lot of good people. But yeah, I think they got a taste of it last year, and they thought they had gotten to the promised land already. No, you're not there. You're not there. You may not get there, especially with my Bears ascending and the Packers doing all right. But hey, great episode. Definitely appreciate everyone coming on tonight. Now, Miles, where can everyone find you as we close out?
You can find me on the Pack Weekly Pod. We're streaming live on the Packers Talk Network YouTube channel. Every Monday night, 9:30 p.m. Central, hanging out, talking Pack, not getting distracted by a bunch of other stuff. But we do welcome all NFC North trolls. Please come on in, talk your trash, bring it on.
As I say, if you absolutely have to, listen to your stuff. I mean, always great stuff. Yeah, you and RevTrev and have some great stuff. Definitely appreciate you guys being on as well. And we missed our guy Seventh Letter. He will be back next week. But Ryan, you had some big shoes to fill, and you knocked it out of the park, my friend. Glad having you on. Where can everyone find you as we close out?
Yeah, it was a great time. Honestly, I appreciate it. My favorite shows are the ones where a couple of guys just get together and talk ball, and I think these are the best ones. Screw the analysts, you know.
But yes.
We're at Honolulu Cheese on X, Honolulu Cheese Podcast on Instagram. So find us there. You know, we post highlights of our show and stuff, and we'll find a Vikings fan to round out the NFC North someday. Once we find one IRL, but until then, you're stuck with me, Matt, and Moran. So I appreciate you guys having me. It was a lot of fun.
Definitely like and subscribe, and maybe we'll do a little matchmaking. We'll try to find one for you. I'm sure there's your Viking fan is out there, and maybe there's a show about that, a complete show. Find the Viking fan.
I found a wife before I found a Vikings fan. That is a miracle in and of itself. There's got to be one out there. Yeah,
that's amazing.
Well, you can find me on NFL Outdated on Twitter, X, on YouTube, here on Wednesdays, 9:30 CST. You can also find me on Instagram, NFL Outdated. You can also find us on Freezin #4 Pod on the TikTok, and not doing dances yet, but once my Bears are 11-6, you will see a dance. I promise. I promise. We're still on track. Still on track. No one.
Long road ahead.
4-3 record. Still on track, boys. Still on track.
Sitting
All right.
pretty.
Definitely appreciate everyone coming on and all the great comments as well. Always enjoy those. One last one here. There we go. Shots fired without a Vikings fan. But hey, we have fun here. All good stuff. And once again, this has been episode 159, week 9 previews, week 8 reviews. And thanks again. And we'll catch you again next week. And once again, bear down.
Go back, go.
Go Lions.